All right, here we are. Welcome everybody to another episode of Hobby CNC with Dave. Hope y'all are doing well. The weather's miserable here. It's cold and rainy. Been like that for 2 or 3 days. So uh, let me bring my crew in here. Here we go. There's Mr. Ballard. He shows up. Yeah, something about when I go live, it clears that up. That's good.
Nice.
Um, All right, well, Paul, let's start off with you. What say you? You got any earth-breaking news or anything to tell us?
I've been trying to make a collar with threads on the inside
Yeah.
and just plain on the outside. So there's, well, there's prototype one, there's prototype two, there's prototype three, there's prototype four, and five. I finally got the threads to mesh the way I wanted, and it fits. But now I got to start all over because I closed the program, forgot to save the file.
Man.
But at least I know what I did to get it to this.
I'd like to say I've never done that, but I know I have.
Oh yeah.
So
So
I
anyway,
feel
I
your
got,
pain, Paul. I
well,
feel
hey,
your pain.
it gets rid of old filament, right?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Always a bright spot somewhere. You
That's
look
all
hard
that's
enough.
going on in the messy workshop.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Ballard, I know you're providing your civic duty.
Yeah, look, I'm wearing a collared shirt.
Yeah, that's probably a first
That
for me to
that
see
doesn't
you with
happen
all.
very often anymore.
Yeah, yeah. So how's that going? I know you can't talk no details, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm it's the second worst week that it could be for doing this, and but yeah, the of course I get in there on Monday morning, and I have the way they do it in our county here is that you get jury duty for a week. And what you do is you have to just call in. And if your number is in that span, then you got to show up the next morning. And so, pretty much Monday morning, they had like everybody there. And the first trial that they have us there for, of course, because I have a low number, I got selected, and
mm,
and it's a 5 day civil trial,
mm, mm,
and,
mm.
and it's gonna go every bit of that 5 days.
Yeah. So you'll be there all week then, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. The judge says that it's not gonna go past Friday, and but it's definitely gonna go to Friday. So
Mm,
it's ridiculous. So,
yeah.
but
That's. I mean, I know it's our civic duty and all that, but man, I've been called twice since I've lived here, and I've never even been called before anywhere else. So it's just annoying.
well,
I know people got to serve and stuff, but I'm like, I just don't want to. I got other stuff I want to do.
Well, the bad like the dumb part about it is like most people that are working regular jobs are still getting their regular paycheck during that because their boss is going to cover it for them. Most everywhere I've ever worked, that's what they would do.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'm self-employed, like
yeah. Well, that's exactly why I didn't want to go the last couple of times. Is because I'm like, you're costing me money.
yeah,
That little $25 a day or whatever it
yeah, yeah.
is they
Oh
give you.
yeah, it's a whole $30.
Oh, is it up to 30 now? Okay, wow.
Yeah, it,
Oh,
it barely pays for lunch.
yeah,
Where I
exactly.
live, I'm too old to serve on a jury.
Well, the one guy that's on the jury is 76, and he was like, "Yeah, I figured I'd do it this time because what else am I doing? I'm not doing anything at home. So he decided to do it. Even being over 70, you can opt out.
Right. That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's where I live. You can do that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Well, I'm almost old enough to opt out then if they hit
yeah.
me. So,
Oh yeah, it's. I can't wait until I can talk about it because it's something else.
yeah.
So it's kind of funny. Um, but yeah, so did that. And well, over the weekend we were camping, and so we did Halloween stuff at the campground, which was fun.
Yeah.
Um, Gave out a lot of 3D printed treats, so that was fun. I'm about to upload the video for that.
Okay.
Since I
Cool.
really haven't had any time to do that because of sitting in stupid. It's interfering with all my YouTube time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 8 hours a day that I can't watch videos, so it's really making me mad.
Yeah. Well, last week I had these three guys lit up,
Yep.
and after the show last Wednesday, we chatted a while and everything. Then when we finally signed off and I went on to bed, about the time my head hit the pillow, I remembered that I didn't turn those little lights off. And then I thought, well, let them just burn out or whatever, because it's just those little electric tea light things with the battery in them and stuff. And then I got up the next morning and again I forgot about them. And then finally later that afternoon I came in there and they were still burning. I was surprised. I figured they wouldn't even last that long, but they were all three
Jeez.
still going. But I have not lit them up tonight, so that's it. And for me, I had if anybody's into the golf cart scene, I did have my second video on my brand new channel come out today. It was just kind of an update showing what progress I've made on my Easy Go golf cart build. And I was telling the guys before we went live, I'm really stoked because I've ordered. Well, I mentioned it in the video. I'm ordering that eco battery, the lithium battery kit, the controller, the whole 9 yards. And the trucking company called me today and said they'd be bringing it tomorrow. So
Sweet.
I'm looking forward to getting that. So my next video, I'll be probably doing a kind of an unboxing. I don't think I'm going to bother trying to film a how-to type thing because there's plenty of other videos that I could point people to that, and the harness and all is. That's why I went with that more expensive kit is because it's pretty much idiot proof, and that's what I need when it comes to doing that stuff. It's all the harness is all labeled and it's supposedly really easy. So I probably won't do a video on how to do it, but I'll show it after I get it done, and I'll show when I unbox the stuff what
Yeah.
comes with it and all that. And I think that'll be good. But
Now, are those chain drive or belt drive, or is it direct drive?
it's got a little differential. It's gear driven from that
Oh,
motor.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the gas ones are usually a belt driven.
Yeah, they've got like what do they call that belt system where it squeezes?
Centrifugal clutch or
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
CTV.
another name for it. I think because the Harbor Freight lathe had that, the stock lathe. That's
Yeah.
that's how you change speeds. Is the two things would either one of them would close in, the other one would open up.
Right. Like a snowmobile
CVT.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But yeah, whatever you call it. But that's the way the gas ones are. But anywho, I got lots to talk about tonight. We won't dilly dally around too much. I got an email from Russ Gare. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. Uh, but I got an email from him this afternoon. Uh, and I guess I hadn't got it from Best Buy, but he said that Polymaker filament is now available at Best Buy.
Hmm.
That's what the email was about. So he sent that to me. So thank you, Russ, for sending me that. That's probably big news for a lot of folks. I don't know. Maybe Paul, maybe you can do 4 or 5 more prototypes. Get you some polymaker filament over at Best Buy.
Well,
Or
I
go
tell
to
you what.
Hobby Lobby and buy theirs.
Well, the Hobby Lobby one it's hard to get a hold of because people have found out about it and now they're constantly like wiped out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed, and you can see back here, like right about here where the middle is, everything this way is PLA. And then from here over was Pet G. And I found that I don't even print PLA anymore. Everything is Pet G because I like to make stuff where it's a little stiffer. A lot of times I print 100% infill. And
Yeah.
of course, I want it where it's a little more weather resistant too. And I got to noticing, I'm like, I'm getting kind of low on some stuff back there on the Pet G stuff. I guess I should send that PLA to Paul and let him get me some more prototypes or something. Uh, but anyway, that's some news. Polymaker now available at Best Buy. Uh, get it while you can. Another thing I wanted to do real quick, and I apologize to Wade and Marcelo. I did not realize that they had sent some pictures uh, until after we signed off. And I checked that email, and boom, I saw that I had 2 more emails with some pictures. So I want to show them real quick. Let me get them. Let me get them pulled up. I'm going to start with Wade. Oops. Hold on here, Dave. What are you doing? Let's move that over there and this over here. Okay, now, Wade Custance, I think is how you say his last name. Wade, are you out there in the chat? I'm fixing to show your pictures here.
Ooh, Blue Jays are winning.
Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing here? Why is that? Oh, that's why I'm hitting the wrong button. Duh. Okay. Now I think I got my green blob, but I know y'all could see that. This is I guess a paint rack that
Nice.
Wade made, and I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
How he's got it kind of slanted so you can see, he's got it labeled on top or paint colors.
Yeah, for the pint.
So that's pretty cool. But this next picture is the one I really wanted you to see. Check out his CNC.
Wow, man.
Wade don't mess around. Is what I'm talking about.
No. Holy cow.
That well, I don't know if that's that might even be a 5x10 or something. That looks like a big one, or maybe 5x8 or something. It looks wide to me, but maybe that's just from the camera angle. But that
She's beefy.
that right there is sure enough CNC. And it says down here www.yuhecnc.com. I have no idea how to pronounce it or anything about that. But and here's you can see the paint rack we were just showing. It's back here. Looks like he's got a some kind of an LED laser hanging on the wall back there as well. But
That's a heavy piece of machinery right there.
that's a heavy duty son of a gun right there. That's pretty slick. I had no idea that's what he had. And look over here. I just now noticed this. Look over here. He's got a few clamps.
Just a few.
Holy cow. I think that's what that is, isn't it?
Yep.
Sure looks like it.
What it looks like. But yeah, that's
Up above it is a whole nother row of clamps.
yeah, that's what I mean. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of them over there, looks like.
He and I got the same Harbor Freight jack over there in the corner too.
Oh yeah, the floor jack. I need one of those. I used to have two of them, and that's one of the many things I gave to my son, and now I regret giving all that stuff away to him because I sure could use a floor jack now messing around with that
Yeah.
that golf cart. But I've got old scissor jack that come out of a Ford Aspire, if y'all know what that kind of car is.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's heavy duty enough to lift a golf cart. Plus, I've got a 6-ton bottle jack that was my dad's, and it's probably 60 years old, but still works good.
Sweet.
So. But anyway, there's Wade's CNC, and then the other email I got uh, that had a bunch of pictures in it was let's see if I can get this. I thought I could just click this. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Previous. Okay, I guess I got to go this way. Okay.
Ooh.
So this is some more trivets by Marcelo.
Nice.
I like that one. That would
So
look cool as a regular, just an inlay.
yes, now he's got I don't know how many there are. There's I want to say about a dozen or so of these
Wow.
things. There's another one.
Ooh.
She looks really good. Really nice. And that one's got a lot of detail in it. I like
Yeah.
that.
Phew. Oh, Marcella says he's up to 93 patterns so far.
Wow.
Man. Oh, I
Look
like
at that one.
Oh, nice.
Now these look like they're all out of the same. Is this all walnut, Marcelo?
Looks like it.
Looks like it might be.
Oh,
That is.
Look at that.
look how
Oh,
fine those things are. Wow.
yeah. I mean, that is some tight stuff
Man.
right there. These
that's-
remind me of the old, what do you call it, the spirograph thing?
Pyrographs.
Yeah. Sweet.
But all these are crop circles. Like some of them kind of look like crop circles.
Yeah, Marcella says that they are walnut.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how you can come up with that many designs. Man,
I don't know, but he's got a bunch of them, and they're all just gorgeous too.
they are.
Really slick. I really like that one. I like the way the circle thing is bent in the center.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right, that one looks like that's a little lighter wood there.
Wow.
Still lots of detail. Okay, I guess that's all of them. All right, well, thank you guys for sending that stuff in. I apologize, like I said, for not seeing them until we were already signed off last week. So we will
Those turned out really good.
show anybody's pictures they send me stuff. If I don't catch it when you first send them to me, we'll show them later on. So always happy to show.
Marcella says that the other ones are cypress.
Okay, all right, good deal. Tim is asking, how deep or thick are those, Marcelo? I'm guessing 3/4, but it might not be. Might not be. Anyway, those are all pretty awesome. All right,
Yeah.
get rid of that. I got a question for the group out here, the folks in the chat. And I forgot to even mention it. That's how.
Oh,
That's what a slacker I am. There's old Ham out there. Look at him.
he put
Can't
out a video
stay, but
today.
wanted to jump in and say hi. Hope you guys have a good night. They're all good. Just some better than others.
Yeah,
Thanks
Hamilton
for
put out a video today.
thanks for stopping by, Ham. Hope you're doing well, and hope your new venture with James Prestige is doing well. Um, yeah, I got a question for the folks out there in the chat. Please play along and put something in there. But my question to you is, and like I said, I screwed up because I don't even remember the date. I think it was last week. Might even been a week before. I want to. It might even been. Yeah, it might even been almost 2 weeks ago. But I forgot to mention about the Vectric user group meeting. They were doing it online
Yeah.
this year and stuff. And I can't even remember the dates. I want to say it was 16, 17, 18, something like that. But I might be confusing that with the Klingspor Extravaganza show. But anyway, it was either last week or a week before, whatever. But anyway, my question to the folks out in the chat is how many people watched the Vectric user group meeting videos? And I don't mean did you watch the whole thing, but did anybody watch any of it? Um, maybe a certain presenter, like for example, Andy Bird was one of the presenters. I think he was going to do a talk about how to make money with a CNC. I think that's what his topic was. Another one was Ryan Drapella from Cutting It Close. He was going to be one of the speakers, and I can't even remember who the other ones were. But anyway, if anybody watched those, let me know in the chat. I'm just curious uh, to know who watched those. Okay, so I'm gonna cross stuff off my list here. I made myself a list so I wouldn't forget. So, all right. So we've already said Polymakers at Best Buy. We've shown the pictures from last week. Oh, here's the other thing I was going to talk about. I got and I don't know why I didn't get it on this email. I got it on my phone, and I could see. I think Stevie Wonder saw this coming. He should have. Uh, but it's from Cutting It Close, and yeah, here it is on my phone. It says, we've heard it a lot. I wish I could get last month's kit. You know how they do the kits every month? Well, guess what? Good news. You can now grab any of our previous kits, even after the launch month is over. And like I said, Stevie Wonder could have seen that coming because I know he used to send emails to me and say, hey, just a few days left where you can get this and it's gone forever. And I'm like, no, it ain't going to be gone forever. Why would you create a product and then just do it for a month and then never again? That's stupid. You already got it designed. Do it. So anyway, that's what the email was about. It says, here's how it works. When a kit first launches, it gets special launch pricing for that month. After that, the kit sticks around just at a slightly higher price, which, like I said, Stevie Wonder could have seen that coming. So if you missed a launch, you can still add it to your shop, garage, or makerspace later on. Yeah, and then he's showing what the kits were. July had the American flag, HTPE Eagle kit. August was the Bamex Maze kit that our buddy Paul did a wonderful job on. September was the inlay starter kit, which I did not get, although I like the inlays. I like the bigger ones. And then October was the epoxy Christmas ornament kit. And I guess here in just a few days, we'll be seeing what November's kit is. So anybody want to guess what it is? I bet it's got something to do with Thanksgiving, but that's just me.
I don't know because he did the Christmas one last month.
Well, that's true, but he hadn't done one with Thanksgiving, so that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying I bet it's going to be something with Thanksgiving. But anyway, great news. You can still get those kits. Might cost you a little bit more, um, but yeah, you can still get them. So
There you go.
especially the July 4th one, I really like that one, and I thought about getting it, but I just never could remember to get it. But of course, now I could go probably pay a little more for it and start making them for next year, or whatever, if I was so inclined. But anyway, um, all right. Now let's start talking about our topic for tonight. You know, my thumbnail says what did my thumbnail say? Uh, yeah, oh, is hobby CNC on life support? Uh, I tell you why I wanted to talk about that. I'm going to read you a little something. There's a post I read, and I think I sent it to Ryan as well to get his thoughts on it. Um, but there was a post from Daniel, the guy at PWN, um, and he did. What caught my eye is it was kind. He says at the start of it, he says rant time is what he called it. So that right there caught my eye. So I read it, and I'm not going to read it because it's a big long post, but you probably wouldn't see it unless you're a member of the Facebook PWN CNC users group. I think
Hmm.
that's where it was posted, and I just grabbed it and copied and pasted it in here just so I could read a little bit of it. But I'm gonna read a little bit of it, and then I want to get y'all's thoughts on it. He says, "Is it just me, or is there an overwhelming lack of interest in the CNC hobby these days? I've been watching and participating in the hobby for more than 6 years. COVID was awesome in that more people were at home with jobs, money, and most importantly, spare time because they weren't commuting to explore new hobbies. I think it can be easily assumed that if One F or Onefinity was the luckiest company during this time to release a machine and catch what is arguably the largest wave in the hobby CNC market we've seen since the release of the Shapeoko 1. Ignoring their questionable ethics, they were the biggest to benefit from the COVID market. This year has been a slow slog of craziness I've never seen since I first opened my business back in 2019. My feed is pretty much filled with influencers and companies that are dependent on selling something into the hobby CNC market. Even those hobby CNC companies I've never seen do social posting are starting to do social posting and hoping for sales. Companies are releasing new products faster this year too, releasing 4x8 add-ons, new controllers, spindle kits, new bits, etc., all way before the traditional cycle of Black Friday. Something that has been a trend in this market for 6 years at least. This means, and not saying this is bad necessarily, they're hoping to cash in on any money left available and recover some of the sweat investments on these new products before the market dries up entirely. To me, this is the telltale sign that they are struggling right now and more generally a decline in the hobby CNC market. And there's a whole lot more, but I'll stop right there and just want to get y'all's thoughts on it. Ryan, what do you think?
I I think it's starting to level out because yeah, when we had COVID and all that, so many people were at home and they were working from home and stuff like that that they were looking for other stuff to fill their time. and so you had a huge influx of people getting into new hobbies. And I think now it's more water's reaching its level of new people getting into the hobby as more of a at a steadier rate than such a spike. So it's I but yeah, some people are pushing out products a lot faster than they should be. We're saying that there's products coming out, stuff like that. But
Yeah, I think JR's got a comment here. I think he pretty much nailed it. He says, I think, like many things, COVID created a spike in the CNC vertical, and that's cooled some now. So compared to 2020 and to 2023, it's probably cooled off to pre-COVID level.
yeah,
I know just for myself, because, back then I was still, you know, selling Gatton CNC kits, the old plywood kits and stuff. And I remember when the COVID thing hit, I thought, well, man, nobody's going to have any money and stuff like it. It was just the opposite. I was busier during the
yeah,
COVID thing than I was, or at least until I had my heart attack. Maybe that's why I had my heart attack. I don't know. Now that I think about it. but, uh, but yeah, I was really busy then. So, uh, Paul, what's your thoughts on it? You got anything?
Yeah, I got a couple things that I think are to blame. One of them is how many different CNC companies can be supported by the number of CNC people there are. Because there's a lot of companies out there supplying CNCs,
oh yeah,
and the more that come out, the fewer the other ones are going to sell. Plus, I think that with with uh, with lasers and 3D printers and all the other fun things that you can do now, that I think that cuts into the CNC market also. Um, I don't think it's dying. I think it's leveling out to where it's going to stay.
Yeah. And you kind of touched on it there because wasn't that long ago, if you wanted to get a CO2 laser, that's a pretty good chunk of change.
oh yeah,
But the prices of those, like everything else, has come down to where now there may be some people go, well, I don't know, I wanted to get a CNC, but a laser might fit what I want to do better. Uh, one neat thing about a laser is, other than the exhaust fumes, as long as you get those put outside like you should, you could do that right in your house. It's not nearly as messy as CNC stuff.
yeah,
And I don't care how great a dust collection you have, you'll still find dust that's floating around. Like when that guy came to get my home tech laser the other day, I had to apologize. I said, man, I know it's all covered with dust. I said, but it's because it sits right next to my CNC machine. And I said, I run it a lot. So, but I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. It's just always seemed to have a layer of
yeah,
dust that's, floated in the air and managed to, and it's not just on the laser, it would be all over the shop, really. But, yeah, you have to, but like I said, you could run those in the house as long as you have the stuff going out the window or something like that. And it's a much cleaner operation than a CNC router. So that might be where some people would rather go that route than a CNC. I don't know. And another thing Paul said, it's almost like the amount of new companies and stuff that come out with different machines and stuff. It's almost like the market's saturated a little bit to some extent. But
Well, and a lot of them have gotten away from hobby CNCs and they're almost making an industrial level CNC.
yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't even catch the. Let me show the other half of his comment. I cut him off there. I guess I didn't realize it wouldn't fit on one thing. Well, let's just start over. He says here, so it's probably cooled off to pre-COVID level. Feels like it's slowing, but it's really just a return to pre-COVID in terms of disposable income and disposable time for hobbies for those that are back to work full time. Yeah, yeah. COVID really
It
threw a
jacked
monkey
everything
wrench
up.
into everything. It really did. Um, Jerry says hobbies never die, just the makers. Yeah. Speaking of that, I don't know how many of y'all might have known David Jones. His YouTube channel was Portal Woodworks. He passed away suddenly. I think it was about a week and a half ago or so now. So you never know, man. You never know when you go out there to that shop that might be the last day you get to go out there. So,
Yep.
but we've lost so many of the so many, that Braxton Braxton Worthland comes to mind. He's been gone now. I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years, something like that. Um,
Patrick Curtis.
Patrick Curtis or Patrick's Workshop.
Yep.
Uh, what's the Brian Gidney?
Brian
Just
Gitney.
did. I didn't even know he'd passed away until I saw. Um, what is it, Charlie, the scroll saw guy?
Oh,
Charles
Charles.
Beard. Yeah, he had made a post about David Jones, and then he mentioned that Brian Gidney had passed away too, and I did not know that. But yeah, Katie passed away as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brenda G. Yeah, yeah, been a lot of them. Been a lot of them. But you know, uh, we're all getting older. You're not
And
going
we're
to be
all going to
around
end up the
forever.
same. We're all going to end up the same way.
Yeah,
Not me. I'm too stupid to die.
I'm not
You
sure I'm
probably
even
should
going to
be. I'm
argue for
sure you
that.
do.
Uh, you got too
Oh
many
yeah,
too
Rob
many
Schuster. Yes.
boys to play with to die anytime soon. But
Yeah, Rob Schuster.
yeah, that one was a gut punch when
Yeah.
he passed because
Yeah.
that happened so quick. Uh, I don't think anybody expected it, and was really a bad deal. But let's see. We got another comment here. Cost of living is stealing excess cash from my wallet. It may do the same to others. Yeah. Um, I think, let's see. Yeah. Al says, I think that lasers might have also affected CNC. Yeah, I think so. Like I said, used to get a decent CO2 laser, you were spending, 7, 8, 9, 10,000
Oh
bucks
yeah.
and stuff. And now
Yeah,
they've come down.
I think Sean's original laser was like a $10,000 laser or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, and I think what is it, 100 watt? I think is that old one he had.
Yeah.
But
Maybe it was more. It was more than that. I think even.
oh, is it?
Yeah. It was.
Um,
Well, no, like cost wise, it was expensive.
yeah, yeah,
When you got that.
but it just I know I of course I'm not one to really go by because I like playing around with CNC. To me, it's more fun to actually design and build a CNC machine than it is to actually run stuff on it because I don't have anybody to give the stuff away to. So basically, all I'm doing is making pretty stuff to sit around for a while, and then it ends up being pretty firewood, usually. Um, so I'm not a good one to judge that, but now, believe it or not, since I've been toying around with the golf carts, I'm now thinking of some things I want to use my CNC to make for at least my golf cart and maybe even some others if anybody would want them. But but I don't want a job. I don't, I don't want to get. I don't want to make it a job, but I do like to make stuff occasionally. But all right, well, let's see. JR says, good point on lasers, price dropping, capabilities increasing, quiet, smaller to scratch that creative itch. Yeah. Yeah. And that, I didn't even think about that either, but they are, you know, the higher wattage ones are coming down in price, which means you can almost, with some of those things, you can almost cut the same kind of thicknesses that you would cut, you know, like the half inch and 3/4 plywood and stuff that you would use on a CNC router.
Yeah.
There's not that big a difference there um, in doing it. But anyway, I thought that was kind of an interesting post that old Daniel put on there, and like I said, it was a long post. I'm not even going to try to read it all because he goes on to, and again, he called it a rant. I'm not saying it's a rant, but that's what he called it. He goes on to talk about tariffs and the advantage that some of the Canadians have versus what he's got, and I don't know. But
I thought it was interesting that he said that the one company had questionable. Uh,
yeah, questionable ethics is the words he used.
like, oh, there's a little more of the information about the falling out between those two.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause that's what he was making stuff for at the beginning.
Well, you know, I had a good run with the the Gatton CNC, the GarageWorks CNC, and really all of them that I've done over the years. But especially the Gatton CNC, I had a good run. It was probably a lot of it happened at just the right time. Uh, I remember when I'll never forget June 6th, 2016, D Day, as I call it, went into work. They called me in the office 10 o'clock and said, we don't need you anymore. And I just finished training the young guy. so, so I just finished training my replacement. So I remember coming home thinking, I don't want another job. I said, I'll either figure out how to make money or I'll starve to death, one of the two. And of course, I already was doing this other stuff as a side gig. So it just happened to work out for me. Like I said, it was a good run, but I am glad it's over. You know, I do not want to chase that dollar now for anything. I'm enjoying just doing nothing if I want to, um, or getting out in the shop and piddling around. Like I said, I've been working with these golf carts and stuff now. Um, Still watching a ton of YouTube videos. And I learn something new about them every time I watch one. Even when sometimes I'll watch the same one that I've already seen 2 or 3 times, and I'll still pick up something that I didn't catch the first 3 or 4 times. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I'm glad my run is over. And I don't have to worry about competing with any of
With the
these other.
Ranger CNC.
Like I said, there's so much stuff. I mean, you see on Facebook. Okay, what did I miss? What did I miss?
that you don't have to compete with Ranger CNC.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't want. I don't want to do that either. Uh, but but yeah, I'm totally done. But I like just piddling around and watching these other companies. But you know, you get on Facebook and go scrolling through, looking at different things. It's like all kinds of ad pops up, and you're like, well, there's another company I hadn't heard of. You know, uh,
Yep.
and they're just coming up with all kinds of stuff. So I wish them all well. You know, that's all I can say. I don't want to fight with it anymore. But I had a pretty good run. Can't complain. My little Gat CNC business paid for a lot of toys, as you guys know. Uh, Paid for a lot of them. But all right, well, I guess that's. Let's see. Let me look through the comments here. See if there's anything
Yeah,
else.
we had some comments back there about the Vetric stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, let me. Did anybody?
Yep. Uh, looks
Okay,
like
here's one.
Mike,
Thomas Grimm.
Michael Norton did watch two of them.
Okay,
Thomas
it
Grimm
says I
watched all
watched about
four or
4 or 5. Have not gotten back to watch more. Intend to watch the rest. Okay.
five. John Thompson watched them all.
All right. Hmm.
Jr. Uh, he watched slash listened on earphones while working in shop. Probably six different presenters. Andy V268. He watched most of it. Uh, yeah. So a bunch of people
You
were
know,
watching.
that's something I've tried to do, and I'm lousy at it.
Rob,
I cannot turn on something in the shop, and well, I sure can't watch it because I don't look at the TV. But even just listening to something, like if I'm trying to listen to a podcast, it's like it's on, but it's just like white noise. I don't comprehend any of it because I'm
yeah,
too busy working on what I'm working on. I work better with silence than music or a podcast or anything like that. And I know everybody else has those little, I don't even know what you call them, little ear pod things, and they're jamming the tunes and all that. That's not me. I can't stay focused on what I'm trying to work on with
My attention span isn't long enough to listen to podcasts. I'll
yeah,
fall asleep. I'll
yeah.
fall asleep listening to them because it doesn't hold my
I
interest.
gotta tell you, that reminds me of a funny little story that I'm gonna tell. Kind of telling on myself, I guess. But I've been watching. I got since I bought those two golf carts. Thanks a lot, Ryan.
cool.
I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about golf cart stuff. Well, I've ran into there's a company called Golf Cart Garage, and they have a guy uh, named Tim Freeman who's in Arkansas, and he does this thing on Tuesdays. He works remotely for Golf Cart Garage as a, I don't know, consultant or question and answer guy or whatever. But anyway, as I was sitting around watching different videos, one popped up and it was the Golf Cart Garage. I think they call it Taco Tuesday or something, but it's on Tuesdays, 12 noon Central, which is 1 p.m. Eastern my time, which just happens to be about the time I'm usually coming in, making me a sandwich or something, and sitting down and eating and trying to watch something while I'm eating lunch. Well, I started watching these live streams. And of course, I'm watching them after the fact. They've already been, wasn't live. And I started watching them and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So I subscribed and then uh, last week, uh, I got the notification, through YouTube, and I go, okay, well, I'm about ready to sit down and make a sandwich or whatever. So I sat down. And I got to watch it live for like the first time. Well, yesterday, Tuesday, I was sitting back here doing something at the computer, and I got the notification on my phone that he was about to go live. So I go, oh, well, let me go ahead and eat lunch and go turn it on the TV. And so I'm sitting there watching this this thing, and he does like he takes viewer questions, and he takes some from previous live streams where he'll from the week before, whatever, he'll get them. But anyway, he was doing that, and I, I was sitting there eating, and when I'm in the recliner and I've got a full belly, I get sleepy. Well, my eyes were getting so heavy towards the end of that live stream. Not that it was boring. I hope he's not watching, but not that it was boring, but my eyes started getting heavy. So sometimes I'll close them just to kind of check for cracks, and they were doing a giveaway. They give away some swag. It's usually a hat and different things like that. Well, I was just about gone, and all of a sudden I hear him say, "Easy come, easy go," which is my YouTube channel name for my golf cart channel. And I kind of what? What'd he say? What'd he say? It's sure enough, I had won the drawing. So I'll be getting a cap and a t-shirt and I don't know what all
There you
else,
go.
probably some stickers and stuff. And I'm thinking I almost missed it. I was like this close to being with
You're
my mouth
drooling.
wide open and all that. But I didn't tell him that because he called me. When he draws your name like that, you got to send him your phone number, and then he calls you about 30 minutes later and checks your size and stuff like that. But I thought, well, how cool is that? Because I think that was only like my second or third time that I got to catch it live. But like I said, me in a recliner kickback with a full stomach, there's not much hope trying to stay awake with to watch something like that. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. We got anything else? JR says, hopefully helpful tip. When you order 10 kilos of rapid key direct from Elegoo, price per roll after tax and all that is $10.90 a roll, and it works really well for me on my printers. What kind of printers do you have, JR? Do you have a Bamboo by chance?
I believe he does.
Okay. $10, $10.90. That's pretty cheap. Let's see. Rob Hampton. Thanks for watching, Rob, down under. Appreciate you, buddy. I watched some live, but they were on after midnight. Oh, okay. And replayed. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I imagine it is kind of hard to watch. Let's see who else we got. Bill says finally caught us live. Good deal. Glad you're here, Bill. Let's see if anybody else is. Yeah, that's part of the problem, Jerry. Is there's so many cool hobbies you can get into right now. Um, and I guess I won't say that the CNC router thing is not as popular because I get I think it's still popular, but there's like you said, there's so many other choices, you know, and it might be like they want to start making something, but a 3D printer might be cheaper than uh, a CO2 laser or a router, or a CO2 laser might be might better fit it, because maybe they don't have room in a shop for a router, which I certainly wouldn't want to put one of them in the house. But you could do that with a CO2 laser. So a lot of different, and not just CO2 laser, but you got the diode lasers and the
And old tractors.
old tractors and 30-foot T-Rex and all kinds
Scoreboards,
of scoreboards.
yep.
Yeah.
Forklifts,
Forklifts, runaway forklifts.
Yeah.
dune buggies.
Dune buggies.
O'Brien's going to surprise us one day. He's going to secretly complete something and he will post a video and it'll be a total shock to us all. It's like, check out this forklift, and he'll be running it real fast and then stopping it and then moving it up and
Yeah.
picking up dune buggies with it. And who knows? I got confidence in him. He's
It'll be
going to do. It's
Stuff
funny.
just keeps showing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've tried to quit looking at Facebook Marketplace. Now it's hard because every day since I'm selling some stuff on
Yeah.
Marketplace right now, it always pops up and it's like, ooh, just listed, But I keep seeing golf carts. They're good deals, but I'm like, nah, I already got two. Let me get one built. And
No, Lacey Woodworks. My CNC's not on the floor anymore. You're talking about my Gatton, and I did eventually raise that up off the floor because it was a pain in the butt to get down there to attach the work pieces and all that. So I did bring that up and put that onto a table. No.
Al Forte and I go back and forth with hashtag unfinished projects
yeah,
because we both have the what do I call it, the lack of completability.
Yeah.
Uh,
motivation or
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to. That's one thing I have to say I like about this golf cart thing because as long as you've got the money, because these two golf carts I bought, they were project carts. They had the stock motor with them, although the motor wasn't even installed. He just kind of threw it in the battery tray, but there were no batteries, no controller, nothing else. So a lot of stuff. So as long as you got the money to buy the stuff, it don't take much. There's
Yeah.
not a
There's,
long
there's not a
time.
lot to them.
Yeah, yeah. It's not as bad. So that's one thing I'm finding is working out well for me because I have trouble staying focused on long-term projects. Um,
I have trouble staying focused on short-term
well,
projects.
I do that too as well, but
I just have trouble staying focused.
but the I think the cool thing with the golf cart thing is I have the perfect neighborhood to ride a golf cart in. Speed. Now, of course, a lot of these jokers go faster, but there's like one big long main road or street, I guess, and then there's a whole bunch of to the right little streets that go down, and there's short streets and there's cul-de-sacs. So, and I'm in the first when you turn on that main drag, I'm the first street on the right at the very end, last house on the left, and the end of the cul-de-sac. And a lot of times I can probably count on one hand the number of times I've driven farther back than my street. I'm just right here in my little thing. But I have seen a couple of other guys cruise down here and spin around in the cul-de-sac, and they'll have the kids and the family dog and all that and stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Because that'd be the perfect neighborhood for
Yeah.
this. And there's some hills and stuff, so I think the lithium battery will be able to handle those okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that done and getting the big Jackster set up there, riding shotgun and cruising the neighborhood.
Heck yeah.
So, all right. Well, we've been at it about an hour. Let's see if we got any other comments. I don't see anything else unless I missed them. There's some hobbies
I'm looking
model.
forward to being done with the um, uh, 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 jury duty, so I can. It's too much like having a job.
Yeah, having to be at some place at a certain time that just yeah.
And being told when I can have a break and all that. It sucks. I don't like
Yeah.
it. I want to go back to my regular life.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we thank you for doing your civic duty.
Yeah. Well, I've been spending about 5 minutes a night, or well, more than five, maybe five or 7 minutes, 10 minutes or so, looking at the new item that showed up at the house. So just because I
Old
have,
tractors are fun.
it is. It's pretty cool. So
Does it run?
Not yet.
It will. It will.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on if it's going to actually run or not. What's happened is that my up at my wife's grandparents' house, their grandpa that lives with us now had planted a bunch of pine trees way back in the day. And well, now they're 80, 90 feet tall. And underneath of these trees is this old 52 Farmall Super A tractor that has been not moved since I had ever seen it. And, and evidently nobody knows how long it's been sitting there. So it's been sitting there for a long time. But since we have to have one of these trees taken down because it's leaning towards the house, the roots are giving up and all that, and it's going to take out the house if it goes. So um, I was talking to Grandpa about it, and he gave me the tractor, and so we had to get it out of there before the guy comes this week to cut down the tree, and um, amazingly, it held air in all four tires. Like I brought over this little guy right there, the little Anchor Solix little generator thing, and my little air compressor, and all four tires held air. They're still holding air, which is insane. And then we were able to pull it over here, and supposedly some family members were saying that the brakes were no brakes on it, which didn't surprise me. I'm not. I'm used to having stuff with no brakes.
Yeah, we don't need no stinking
Yeah,
brakes.
but the brakes work. When we unloaded it off the trailer, I instinctively hit the brakes trying to stop it before it rolled into the field, and they worked. So that was good. The generator spins. Um, the PTO spins. Like everything, it's going in and out of gear okay. I haven't put a starter or a battery on it, but we'll do that this weekend. But tonight I ran out there after I got home from jury duty and threw some Marvel Mystery Oil into each of the cylinders because just to make sure that there's some lubrication in there. The thing, Al, I don't know if the motor spins yet or not. I haven't tried to spin the motor, but it also has antifreeze in it still from who knows how long it's been there. So the family was saying that they think that the brakes were gone, which I've already proven is not correct, and that there's a crack in the block. And I'm thinking that there's not going to be a crack in the block because it had oil. It has oil in it,
It has antifreeze.
and it has the antifreeze in it, and the antifreeze is like right where it's supposed to be. So I don't
Those
know.
old tractors are tough, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's when stuff was built to run forever.
Yeah, yeah, that's it's not like stuff today.
Yeah, so I'm interested. I told my wife, I was like, look, I'll spend $100 on it, and if I can't get it running, then it'll just be a yard ornament. And but everybody that sees it goes, that's too nice to be a yard ornament.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah,
think so. I have seen some. I can't remember what it was. I sold something to a guy one time, and I was taking it to him, and I had no idea he was into tractors.
yeah,
But he had the garage door up, and when I pull in his driveway, he had this beautiful red farm all or so I don't know what it was, but it was one of the smaller ones, because he had it in the garage bay. But it was freaking gorgeous. It looked like it just come off a showroom floor or
wow,
something, and it ran. It wasn't no ornament. It
yeah,
ran. But yeah, I had no idea the guy was into tractors. He started talking about all these different ones he's had, and he restores them and sells them. But yeah, that thing you got, it's way too cool just to be
oh yeah.
putting in the yard and let it rust away the rest
Well,
of the
it's
way.
been sitting under this tree for Lord knows how long. 20, 30 years maybe, probably more than that. Because he doesn't even remember. I was asking him, I was like, when did you get that tractor? He's like, I don't know.
Huh.
He doesn't even remember how long he's had it. So,
Yeah.
but I looked up the number on it. It's a 52 Farmall Super A, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it still had the some kind of identification tag on it or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So
Yeah.
pretty neat. But I I don't want to mess with it because I got too many other projects. So if the block is blown or something like that, it'll be up to my wife to pay for getting the additional parts. So
Okay. I
if she
got you.
wants it to be running, but yeah, we'll because there is my one neighbor told me that he knows a guy that has one that he would sell for $400 as a parts tractor, but the engine runs, and it's
Hmm.
like interesting. If we
It's
need that,
you can get you can get parts for those relatively easy. There's a lot of places that make remanufactured parts.
yeah, yeah. So it's pretty. I mean, it's a cool tractor.
Oh yeah,
It would work around here on my property while if it if we get it running.
it'd
So
be like Green Acres.
heck yeah,
Yeah, he could wear his collared shirt and ride around
Yeah,
on the thing.
yeah,
drive out to the mailbox and back.
yep.
Let me. I'm gonna see if I can find it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is. Let me pull this up so people can see if they haven't seen it.
Oh, here it comes. Oh yeah, there it is.
There she is. Look, I mean, look at that thing.
Yeah.
She's a beaut, Clark.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and it's been sitting outside for all this time, and it's solid as a rock. The carburetor butterfly still moves.
Nice.
Yeah. See, it's not even really that rusty for as
No,
long as we're talking about being sitting outside.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was, and like everything's free. Like it's not. There's nothing really stuck on it. Once we got it out of, it had sunken down into the ground where it was sitting. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
besides that, I mean, it was once we got
Yeah,
it
the
moving.
tires look good there.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're all dry rotted, but they're still holding air.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's pretty cool looking.
yeah. Good deal.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah. So hopefully it'll run, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. But I'm gonna try.
Yeah, Michael. He says it's just patina.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Clean the points and put some gas in it and have some ether handy, and it
Yep.
might pop right off.
Yep. I'm not. I wasn't. I wouldn't plan. Oh, I was planning on just shooting it off with the power washer just to get all the gunk and crap off of it, but it might take some of the paint too. But we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Be gentle with the power washer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's. We've been at it a little over an hour. Let's go ahead and get out of here. I guess. Paul, you got any parting words?
Have a nice week, everybody. Be kind.
Okay. All righty. Ryan, how about you, buddy?
Don't represent yourself if you're suing somebody.
Okay. That's words to live by right there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll get out of here. For those, let's see, we got 25 people watching this thing. Go watch my easy come, easy go video that came out this morning. I need the views. I think it only had like 25 views on it. That channel's brand new. Nobody knows about it. So it don't matter. It's not
If you
it's not
if you have
monetized anyway, so I'm not gonna make any money, but it is nice if you look and you see that it's getting some views. So
Yeah.
if you have two Google addresses, watch it twice.
yeah, yeah. But anyway. I will have probably another video coming out. Probably either sometime this weekend because, like I said, I'm getting that stuff in tomorrow, so I know I'm not going to be able to hold that off too long before I tear into
Yeah,
those things because
yeah.
it'll be ready to start moving then.
I'm very jealous
Yeah.
because none of my golf carts run except for one.
Well, like I said, when I get on a project like this, I got to go while I'm motivated. And
Yep.
like I said, with these things, it's just buying the stuff. They're not that hard. The stuff I need after I get this eco battery lithium battery system installed, I need to get a windshield, which that don't take anything to. You can get one in 2 days on Amazon and have it installed in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Uh, I'll get some seat covers because my seats I can clean them up, but they make these really nice covers that you just pull and they have like straps, and they're not really very expensive. So I'm going to get some of those.
Yeah, that'll hold you over until you get the heated and cooled ones.
Right.
No, I won't. No, I won't do nothing like that. And then let's see. It seemed like there was three things. Oh, and I got to get the body painted. Uh, so I got to get that done. And that's basically it. It's going. Oh, I need to get the top. I think I'm going to use the top that's on the other one. I like it better, and I think I'm probably going to scuff it up and paint it too.
Sweet.
But yeah, I think another week or two, I'll have the thing running up and down the road here.
I
Cool.
was wondering how hard it was for you to get that body off of that. Was it very tough, or doesn't the
Well,
body weigh that much?
the only thing that was a real pain in the butt is because stuff rusts. You get like I had a nut like when I put that 6-inch lift kit. I thought the front end was going to be the hardest, so I did it first, thinking when I get it done and out of the way, it's all downhill because the back's not that hard. Well, I got to the back, and the back was much more difficult because back there's where all the mud and stuff gets on stuff and rusts it. And I had a nut that holds the bottom of a shock on, and I could not get that thing busted loose. I'd spray some WD-40 on it, stuff, go off, do something else, come back later, try it again. And the problem is with the shock, the bottom part spins. So everybody says, "Oh, you just hold that and then turn." Well, I can't hold it with one hand and do the wrench with the other, even putting a breaker. But I could not break it loose for nothing. And I tried putting channel locks on it, vice grips, um, a plumber's thing. I tried all kinds of stuff, and I couldn't get it to quit slipping and spinning when I turned it with the thing. So finally, I thought, you know what? I've wasted enough time with this. I'm gonna get the angle grinder out with a cutoff wheel, and I'm gonna cut that sucker off, and it's gonna ruin that shock, but I'll just buy a set of shocks. So that's what I
Well,
did. So
yeah.
then I went back around and put the shock. And of course, once you pull the leaf springs off, all the bearings crumbled out of it. They were old and dried up. So, it's only money.
You
You
only
get it
go
on
around.
Amazon.
You only go around once.
That's right. That's right. So, but yeah, that was the only problem is some of the nuts being hard to get off, but the body and all, it's not hard to deal with. I hope I can get a paint job on it that'll do it justice, but it don't really matter. It's just going to be me and Jack riding in it. So as long as it looks good going down the road from a distance, it'll be all
There
right.
you go.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you catch Ryan Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Old Paul will be there with him, and they'll be making it up as we go.
You
So
know it.
y'all have a good one, and we are out of here. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.